A little disappointed, a lot of disappointed in, the fact that we had senior night tonight and we came out and played the way we played, lethargic, uninterested. Very disappointed in that. Very disappointed in effort of some of our players. No slack to Boston College. They're a good team, very capable team of beating anybody in our league. But we have to play with a different fire. We have to play with a different purpose, and I didn't think we did that. And then at the end of that, to only lose the game by 6, what could we have done more, better, individually or collectively, to make sure we walk out of here with a win for our teammates? They killed us on the boards. We shot 30-something% from the field, but we only had a few offensive rebounds. If we're missing 7 out of 10 shots, then we know we got to hit the boards, guys. So that was disappointing. The fact that we played to get the ball in the lane without spraying it out, played selfishly at times, disappointing. But at the end of the day, guys got to look in the mirror, as I do, and say, what could I have done better? And not make it about themselves, but make it about a team effort. Questions?
Yeah, Kenny, you talked about this being like a fresh start for you guys yesterday, trying to build some, build some positive vibes heading into the ACC tournament. Why do you think the team came out so flat like they did today?
Don't have that answer. I know it's hard when you lose a bunch of games. I know that adversity hits, and normal reaction to adversity is to be negative or to shut down. I don't have the exact answer, but I do know that when you're not shutting down, when you're engaged and you care and you're fighting and you understand the jersey that you're in, you understand what it requires, your obligation of being in that jersey, you understand the history of this program, then you react a little different, you play a little different, you play with a swagger. And I don't feel like we played with that swagger.
Kenny, did you say anything encouraging out there going into the tournament?
Going into the tournament?
The ACC tournament, yeah.
Hadn't addressed the ACC tournament yet. I know that we're capable. I know that, when we get to the tournament, we'll be 0-0. It's the last season. And so for me, I'm gonna say this. I believe that we can go in there and make a lot of noise, but we have to be right mentally. We have to be right for each other. We have to play for each other. We can't assume anything. We have to take everything we want, including respect. And guys got to make up in their mind that they really want to do this. It's just what it is. You have to approach it like we can beat anybody that we play. And you got to believe that. I believe it. I need them to believe it.
Yeah, Kenny, until this last 7-game stretch, I guess you guys have been playing better. You had 4 of the last 5 at home. Do you have any understanding of why things have kind of gone south here at the end?
I think we got away from what we were good at. I thought, there were times when the pace of the game, the pace of play, we were flying up and down the court, we were sharing the ball, we was playing for each other, and it was causing teams problems. We was getting in the lane, and whether we drew fouls or whether we sprayed it out to shoot the ball better, our offensive efficiency was pretty good. I thought that defensively at times, the numbers can be deceiving, meaning that we can play initial good defense, Rick, and then give up an offensive rebound. We can play really good defense and have 4 or 5 possessions of turnovers in a row, which leads to layups, which kills your defensive percentage. So it's really not an indicator of exactly what your defense is when you come down the court and you dribble off your foot and they get a layup. Or you come down the court and you just make a pass and they steal it and lay it up. That really doesn't give you an indicator exactly of what the defense really is. And so we've gotten away from that, and we got to get it back. We got to get it back. You know, one loss and the season's over deal now. So for whatever reasons, we got to look past it. We got to get going. We got to play hard. We got to play together. We got to play desperate, knowing that we can beat anybody, but we also know we can lose to anybody.
Kenny, you've been part of teams that, this part of the season always brings noise. You've been part of teams that had to block out noise, maybe in a good way. When you're losing like this, there's a different kind of noise, whether it's your future or just negativity in general. Is it a different process dealing with that with players, and how have you dealt with it with this team?
I told them you got to love what you do. If you love what you do, you're not worried about anything else. If you're doing right, you're not worried about anything else. Some of that may be godly, but it's the reality. I say it again. I want to let these players know that I go to bed every night and I look in the mirror. Did I do right by you? Did I push you the right way? Did I put the offense in, and why did I put it in? Did I talk about the things you have to do defensively and why? And so when I do that, and I demand it, and sometimes young people don't like to be pushed like this. They don't. They don't want to be conditioned like this. They don't. So at the end of the day, can I worry about that? No, I really can't. I got to focus on what it takes to be a great player and try to build that. What does it take to be a great team and try to build that? Everything else, anything else really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Whether I'm here a year, 2 years, 3 years, tomorrow's over, whatever it is, did I do right by the players? Was my heart in the right place? They have to do the same. Am I working as hard as I can every single day to be the best player I can be? Am I about my teammates? Am I playing selfishly? Will I give it 110% knowing my talent level may not be like the other guys, but that doesn't mean I lose. That means I have to focus harder. I have to try harder. I have to have more of a will to win than the other guy. Then they can look in the mirror and say, I gave it my all. If none of us can do that, then we cheated the game and we cheated the system.
You described some qualities or traits that young players have, and I assume that places that win more consistently than you have the same issues. How much of it is compounded here by the continued losing?
Listen, at the end of the day, nobody wants to hear about what this program has been through the last 7 or 8 years. They want it fixed now. The reality of it is they don't want to hear about the process. They want it fixed now. The reality of it is you're in a place and you have an opportunity to fix it. Then fix it. Do everything in your power to fix it, as a player, as a coach. That's all you can go by. Yeah, is it exaggerated in this situation? This is a program that's used to winning. It's been bad lately. It's been 6, 7 years of whatever it's been, and we're trying to build it back. So in order to build it back, there's a process to that. Doesn't mean that it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but there is a process. And at the end of the day, I have to do my job, players have to do their jobs, and we all got to try to figure out a way to fix it the best way we can, knowing that it's not going to happen overnight.
Kenny, to that end, do you feel like, looking back over these 2 seasons, is there something now that you feel like you should have done different? Like, I don't want to use the word regret, but is there any different direction that you feel like you should have taken given what you know now?
Tough question, and I've taken some heat for this. Last year, in order to say this, and this is just me, so I know it may not make sense to you. What I inherited was broken. More than I could ever tell you, it was broken. It wasn't just basketball, it was broken. Beyond broken, okay? So when you walk in a situation like that, you're not coaching basketball. You're coaching JJ Trainer, lift your head up. Lift your head up. You're a good basketball player. Words can't describe what it takes to get a player to feel good about who and what he is. Words can't describe that. You have to have a feel for that. So I look at last year as something different. And then my goal was to come in here and build on and have something better than a year ago, where we can start basketball. Now, another way of saying this is, are we one player, two players away from being a really good team? Probably. One or two players away. Do people care about that? No. It's just the reality of it. But I can't worry about that. I have to do my job. I have to let chips fall where they may. I got to push these kids every day. And that's the reality of it.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thank you.